Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hey, Grizzlebee. Hi, Katie Bear. Hi, Erin. It's good to see you. I am feeling very much better. Thank you so much. Nev, hello, welcome. It's so great to see you all. Thank you so much. I don't know if Sky is still here, but thank you for coming in and saying hi. We have a very special broadcast today. I know I was out for a couple of days and I didn't get to do like some of my regular ones that I usually do during the week, like, all the other games that I usually play. But I am feeling so much better now. Effie, hi, welcome. I'm feeling so much better. And today we are, yeah, Gabi, thank you so much for the tier 1 sub. Thank you so much. We are actually doing a very special broadcast today. I'm taking a very first look at Season, A Letter to the Future, which is a demo that's right now available on Steam for the Steam Next Fest. Um, it's it's going to be really cool. And we have the special opportunity to speak with the creative director of this game. So I'm really excited to bring Kevin Sullivan on to the show. Back and powered up, like saying, yes, Emil. Oh my gosh, hello, welcome. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming in. And yeah, I'm so excited to check it out. Hi, Kevin. Welcome. How are you today?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you?
Oh, man. I am so happy to get to check out this game. I'm really excited. I've never done anything like this before, so I can't wait to take a first look at this game. I didn't even look at like any trailers or anything like that because I wanted to be like surprised in the moment. So I'm really excited to look at this. Hi, R Knight. Welcome. All right, so let's get it started. I guess like if I had like a first question to ask about this game, um, it would just be like, what what was it like putting this game together, and where did the project come from? I guess.
Right, yeah. It's my first game or my first time working in games was working on this, and it came out of like originally it was a collaboration between myself and the art director, where we were sort of had the chance to sort of make up a game from scratch. And I had just been traveling for a long time, like sort of backpacking style, and when I got back, I was thinking about that whole experience of being in these unfamiliar places, and that definitely started to make its way into the game. And then once we realized that it would be about traveling and that we wanted to do
I just
something that was
performed a
fairly
ritual with my
pacifist
mom.
and chill, and
The
just
moment
like
has
we really
passed, but
focused
I'll
on
record
tone
it
and
in these
emotion, and
pages
we
for
started
you
trying
for
to
the
like
future.
get this feeling that we felt like would be interesting to have, that was kind of light and heavy at the same time, I guess you'd say. So it really came out of that, and then figuring out how to translate that. Like that was a good mission to have this like somewhat specific emotion, and then just years of work of trying to translate that into an actual game was the big task that we are essentially finishing now. So
Okay. That's really cool. I love that story because I'm a big traveler myself. I love to travel. So the fact that travel inspired this, that's really cool. And I've never been backpacking before. So I don't know what that experience is like. So I'm excited to kind of see what your interpretation of that experience is through this game. So I noticed before, okay, so I have a journal with me. So
right,
okay.
yeah. So the demo starts like a couple moments into the story where you're stepping out to like you're leaving home, and so your first page here that you have is
Yeah.
about the scene that you kind of missed, but it's documenting like a scene that just happened,
Okay.
which is sort of the flow of the game is like, well, you're going to see, but discovering and documenting. And so this is teaching you how to select stuff and put it in the journal.
Okay.
Um,
So it says, "Goodbye ritual. I just performed a ritual with my mom. These moments has passed, but I'll record it in these pages for you, the future." Okay. And then I have some keepsakes. Oh, I have a
Right.
picture of my mom. That is like totally me. That is definitely something that I would do in real life. Okay,
Yeah, these in a full playthrough, these are like based on choices you'll have made in the previous scene. So like like a lot of the little choices you make then give you different things in your journal that you can use to customize it. And so in this case, we just picked like a fairly random smattering of stuff that for you to start learning how to decorate stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, so I've got a picture of my mom, a final smile before I left home. Must be very bittersweet for her. The future will hear what I heard and see what I see. Okay. And then my mother's last memory, protect my mind from disease of the outside world. I was born in the glow of my parents' love. Dad ran out into the rain to save Mr. Lodo. And the stronger the memory, the stronger the pendant. Was the sacrifice worth it, though? So, okay. These are things, okay, so these are like just things that I would have interacted with or acquired along the journey so far.
Yeah, the full context, I don't know if I want to.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know. I didn't really plan how much of this to reveal. I don't know. I don't know if it matters that much. But.
So somebody is saying that the graphics are awesome, and I really agree. I love, so I went to school for art, so like seeing these very hand drawn charcoal style graphics on a page that looks like it has like, you know, like the texture of the paper is a really nice touch to me, especially like over on the side you see like the paper's a little torn on the side there. So I feel like that already makes me feel like I'm really looking at a journal. I kind of like that. Okay, cool. Oh, I can add stuff? Oh, I didn't even expect I didn't expect that. I didn't expect to be able to add this to my journal like that. Okay, cool. I'm going to place that right there. That's kind of cool. I didn't expect that. Oh, that's so cool. I like that. So I can decorate my journal as I see fit.
Yeah, the little bar up there, which hopefully you heard the little like UI type sound, is like the more if you sort of fill up a page, then something happens that you'll see.
Oh, I like this aspect of, because I've never like done like you know, like scrapbooking or anything like that. So that's kind of like the sense that I'm getting here now. Like I could kind of spend time like decorating the page like the way that I want to, and that's kind of nice. I might do that.
Yeah, I feel like on my travels, I like collect stuff but don't really arrange it ever. So I come home with just like a chaotic mess of little things and scraps of paper. So it is satisfying to actually put them in order, which I
Okay,
really do.
cool. I like this. Wait, I'm gonna put this. Oh, and I can undo it. Okay. Oh, my little teddy bear. Well, you already know me. I'm a big fan of plush, as you can see here. So this is definitely true to life for me. I'm gonna put it right here. Oh,
I never knew when my mom would share a memory of Dad while cooking, on a walk, with no warning. It knocked the wind out of me. Rituals take this grief and give it a shape and a story. Filling in this journal is a ritual too, but for a loss that hasn't hit us yet.
it's so thoughtful. Okay, new stamps collected and unlocked. Oh, okay. So, okay, this is how I turn the page. Okay. Okay, so I guess I only have these 2 pages so
I
far.
think you might have to exit out, or oh yeah, there you go. I
Okay.
guess I think we may have removed some for the demo because the previous pages would have showed you what happened previously. I guess.
No spoilers. I get it. Okay, awesome. All right. I like that. I like that. Okay, cool. Oh, and now we have some color here. Okay. Watercolor. Oh, I'm feeling this. I like this. And then, okay, there's the photo. Oh, and then I can add like more text. Oh, rituals take grief and it gives a shape and a story. A final smile before I left home. The future will hear what I heard and see what I see. Okay. All right, cool. Oh, I like that. Okay. Oh man, I could just spend time like just doing this. Okay.
Yeah, the more types of stuff you get, you can start to get like I remember when we were working on it that like at a certain point I realized that you could actually start to get creative.
I've
Like
brought
once we had enough
tools
types of
to
things,
record
like the
sights and
stamps,
sounds of this
you can
season.
almost make little comics or
I'll
because
start
once
by
you have
recording
enough
any
sort of
clues I
images and
never know.
text and types of things that you can kind of lay on top of each other, you can I don't know start to really mess around with that stuff and make things that we didn't intend 100%, but that are funny or fun or whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And I like all the flair on my bag. I wonder if that becomes a thing that I collect as I go along. All right. Was there any like inspiration in terms of the art style? Like what made you all land on this particular look?
There was I learned a lot of I'm not a like visual artist at all, and so I kind of learned a lot about this from working on the game. But I think the thing I took away that I could understand about what they were doing and why was sort of this idea of like minimalistic realism,
Yeah.
where you have like not a lot of visual detail, but there's something about it that's very like reminiscent of reality or that feels like emotionally kind of real in some way.
Mhm.
Even though when you look closer, it's like, oh, well, there's not like a million textures or a million details. It's like it gives you the feel of it in a way that I understood what the goal was with that because then it feels very clean and you know like I feel like memory looks to me more like this game than real life. Like when I remember stuff or think about people, I don't necessarily think of like a detailed photo. I sort of it gets a little bit simplified, a little bit warmer, you know.
Mm-hmm. Like it's more
But
like the colors, the shapes, just like the maybe the things you felt when you were.
yeah, I mean, I think it's that the art. I'm sure the artists would have a much better answer, but the feeling of it, I think, and I think too, just to try to do something that we felt like would age well or that would like still look good even when the technology changes. So we'll see if that's true, but I hope so.
Oh, okay. So I'm just taking video. Okay, it's telling me to.
I think that's the audio one. Yeah, there's actually I think a little thing if you go to the right.
Okay.
There's a little like if you turn around and go. Oh yeah, there's stuff everywhere, really. Actually,
Okay. Oh, wait. So cuz there was like this like little table with like a teacup on here.
yeah, that might be worth checking out.
See, I like the little like setups of things cuz then I'm going to get really curious and want to like, oh, I had to record the record playing. Okay. L2 is to crouch. Okay. Oh, so I could get closer. Oh, okay, I get it. Oh, I like that. Depending on how hard I press the button is how low I'll go. Okay. See, these are the things you don't really think about until you're like playing the game of like, okay, how does the control work? How's it going to feel when I'm actually doing it? Okay, wait.
Yeah, totally.
Let me see if I record here. R2. Okay.
Public sleep music is a tradition of ours here. When the music ends, the village will begin to wake up.
Question for Kevin: will the demo be updated for Steam's Next Fest?
I think what's up now is going to be it. Yeah, this is what you're playing is what is now available for anyone on Steam. So anybody watching this, if they have a PC and a controller, actually, I should mention, can hop on there and play it if they like.
Ooh, I wonder if I could record this. Okay. I love the sound of water. I mean, tell me who can't fall asleep to the sound of water, right?
There's so much water in the game, I feel like. I didn't realize that until someone pointed it out later. They were like, water's a big theme in this. And I was like, oh. didn't think of that until way later. But yeah, water's
We have plenty of fresh water here.
Oh.
I wonder if it's more scarce in the outside world.
Oh my goodness. That's so cool that I can just like interact with stuff. Okay, and then it's just like giving me okay. Cause now that I know how to like interact with it, now I'm just like,
Last
okay,
night there was a goodbye party here in the plaza.
what else can I
Everyone
test
was
this
so
out
afraid
on?
for me. To understand that fear, to understand where I grew up, you have to know the man standing watch over the plaza, Dr. Fumio.
Oh, we're gonna do photography? Oh, this is great. I love photography. I took 2 years of photography when I went to school. So, this is right up my alley. Okay, hold up. I want to take a picture of the sunset because I love the colors of the purple and the yellow all together. This demo was so made for me. Exactly. Oh my gosh. And I love how it fades out the corners and it kind of has like a tilt shift effect. This is really nice. Okay, let's see. Focus distance. Okay, change the filter. That's so romantic. Okay. Black and white. This is so... I love it because, well, between the sound of the water and, like, the ambient music and what I'm actually doing, I can really see myself just, like, brewing a cup of tea and just relaxing to this game. Okay. Oh, I see. Oh, that's how I change the tilt shift effect. Okay. Take the picture. And zoom out. And zoom in. Oh my gosh. Okay, cool. Wow. I'm a photographer. Okay, let me see what change pace. Oh, like I can run. Oh.
Yeah.
I like how it's not. The language just seems very intentional there. It's not run, it's change pace.
Yeah, I'm so glad you noticed that. I don't think I even wrote that. I'm not sure, but totally, yeah.
Yeah, because like in most games, it's like gotta get everywhere fast, gotta do everything now, gotta collect. But this is like, no, we're gonna change pace here. That's what we're doing. It's like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
that's very nice.
If you pop open your journal
Mm-hmm.
with the face button thing, the photo you took, so now you have a new subject to fill in a page for, which is the subject of this one is the village itself.
Oh.
So I think if you go to the village page and then you pop open that keepsake menu you used earlier, you'll see that the photo you took, I think it's the square, I think.
Yeah. Oh, what?
Yeah, so then you can add that and it'll count towards like completing the page to get another one of those sort of conclusion lines about it.
Okay, let's do this real nice, like, okay, right there. Okay. Sweet. Smell?
Smells like an old man's toes dipped in cinnamon. I had to drink this gross potion last night. Like my pendant, it's supposed to protect my brain.
Okay. An old man's toes dipped in cinnamon. Yeah, I can't imagine running in this game. What if you miss something? Now that's a good point. And I think it's a really good thing to point out because this is something that I'd want to really take my time with and explore. Because I feel like the whole point too is to kind of like these objects were placed thoughtfully here for a reason. So you want to know like, well, what's the story? What's the lives of the people who are living here? Like what is the culture of how the people are living here? Like what's really going on? So if I miss a detail, I might miss an important part of the story. So I totally get that. Like I myself, whenever I play a game like this, Like, I'm like, okay, I'm turning the camera because I'm also looking to see, like, okay, what's on here? Okay, they like to drink tea. All right, somebody's drinking wine. They're having a party. There's confetti. Like, why is this chair so blue? That's a really blue chair. Somebody would probably go and take a picture of that.
Now I regret not making the blue chair the key to solving the whole mystery.
Like, how did she know what that smells like? I don't even want to know how they know how that smells. Okay, wait. Okay, there we go. I like this. See, I'm the kind of person, I like to put things like off center. I don't like everything to be like dead center, you know? Like, that's like usually my visual style. Like, let me, okay. Let's see. I don't think I want that filter. Let me change. Okay. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe. No, not black and white. I think this is the one. And I think I'm gonna zoom in a little bit here. Okay, rule of thirds. Not that I know where the rule of thirds is really gonna end up, but you know, it sounded good at the time, so. Okay. All right. Ooh, inspiration available. Okay. I like that. Let's see if we can go and take a picture over here. By the way, I don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm just kind of, you know, playing around a bit.
You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do.
Oh, audio record. Okay, let's record this.
This is a healing instrument created by Dr. Fumio. It draws on the pure mountain air. Dr. Fumio and his son founded Cairo back in 776. They live on through our traditions.
Interesting. There are... Oh, who's Dr... Oh, so this kind of gives me a prompt of things to look for to photograph in the game.
Yeah, for certain stuff where it's a little more story relevant or whatever, there's a bit of we give you a little structure for it to put together.
Oh, okay. I like that. All right. So, there are 3 murals celebrating his work. Okay. You can see if we can
There
find.
are 3 murals celebrating Dr. Fumio's work.
So, are there any details you can tell me about the character that I'm playing as?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I was thinking about that recently, how much it sort of evolves over time, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because it's this like big collaboration, and so like for instance, when we did the voice acting, which was this year, you know, it's like now that's such a big part of it to me and such a big part of the character and such a, you know, like when we were doing the sessions and I was directing and she was acting, like it could be intense and, you know, it was amazing and she did a great job, and it's kind of the first thing I think about now, but it was something that happened, you know, later in the process. So a lot of times you're like planting stuff, working on stuff, and then like the key part or something that kind of gels it together or whatever comes in much later, or you like realize, because like when the actress read the script, she was like, "This is me. You wrote this for me." And I was like, I did, but I didn't know you.
It was for you, but I just didn't know it yet. But I
didn't
knew
know
it was
it
for
yet.
you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, honestly, in a way, a lot of stuff works like that when you're writing somewhat intuitively. Of like, you kind of find out later, like why you did a lot of stuff. It's kind of spooky. It's spooky when it makes sense, and you're like, oh, there was a reason for this. And if you play the whole game, like I can tell you some pretty hilarious ones like that, where it's like, we did it, and then a year later we realized why we did it, you know?
Yeah. It just all kind of comes together like that. It's like kismet, you know? All right.
Exactly, yeah. I don't know. There's some part of your brain you try to let steer a lot. That's, I guess, something more intuitive, I guess.
Okay, I keep forgetting. Okay, yeah. I keep forgetting which is the button for photo. 'Cause this looks like something I should take a photo of. Okay. All right. I'm gonna change the filter here. No. Okay. I should have stuck with that. Oh, that one's pretty good too. No filter. But I kind of like the high contrast here. No, let's go warm. Okay. I have another question. Like, most video games, like we were talking about earlier, always want you to
Remembering everything must be painful. Dr. Fumio brought peace to so many people here.
Okay. So, like, most games want you to, like, go fast from, like, the next place or do the next objective, or, like, we're so, like, focused on, like, achievements and things like that. A game like this, like we were talking about before, really makes you want to slow down and explore and stuff like that. But how do you find the balance between doing, like, the next objective and, like, making sure the player doesn't get lost? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, we realize there's a lot of different types of players, and so you kind of are keeping all those in mind. Like, there are people who, like, kind of do just have the behavior of kind of running through things, doing what they need to do, getting in and out, So it is interesting to be keeping like all those different sorts of people in mind. But I think it's really just putting people in control of the experience. Like, you can play it in different ways, and it's really designed that way. And it's designed to try to, like, reward whatever type of way you want to play it. So, like, the pace is sort of in your hands, and, like, whatever you do, like, it's kind of like that you can kind of succeed in different ways. There's not really like a failure, because it's an experience. It's like more of this sort of emotion. So it's like, the effort you put in, we try to reward in a way where you want to do more and more stuff, or go deeper into stuff if you want, but it's just not like forcing it on you too much, which when we did experiment with stuff like that, it just felt really weird because it was like not in line with the emotion, which is the main thing. So, like, the tone kind of keeps you in the parameters of, like, what's right for the game is, like, what's right, what keeps the mood going. Because if we're, like, sending you on some intense mission, or even really just, like, really being demanding about what you need to do, like, it just rubs it doesn't feel right, for this type of experience. So it wasn't too hard to know what didn't work, and then it was like a lot of work to figure out what would be right for it.
That's really cool insight. Like, I'm always so curious about the game development and design process, because it always seemed like, I love video games, but it always seemed like something like so spectacular to me. So I'm like learning how you all think about those processes and think about, okay, there's different ways that people are going to play this game. How's each person going to experience this? And there might be some, like, awesome things that you didn't think about in between, because that's the thing that video game players love to do. They love to, like, push the game to the limits. So it's really cool to have to, like, consider that and then understand, like, well, how do we want to guide it? But then also, what do we want to learn from the players too, as they go along and they experience this journey, and then that feedback that they get from, like, wherever, like social media or whatever, like, the feedback options are. So that's really cool.
Yeah, it is interesting knowing that like, we play tested it and such, but that the actual game will be sort of absorbed in a social context. Like, it is really interesting to think about. It's not really like, it didn't guide our decisions that much, but it was something I kept in the back of my mind, was like, everyone will have their own sort of experience with this, but then there is the collective experience that, like, if, like, people will put information online, and so you sort of keep that in mind, that there's this this collective experience of the game. That's also something to try to design for if you can, because it's going to be part of it for most people, you know.
Mm-hmm. Ooh. Okay. Okay, that was a total accident picture. Is there like a limited amount of photos I can take, or is it like my film is endless?
There is a technical limit because of storage considerations, but it's pretty huge. I've never hit it myself.
Oh, okay.
I think I heard what it was this morning, and I forgot yeah, the thing of like you can do you in the game is like you can fill your journal and like complete pages with whatever you want a photo. Like we don't only for like the certain things are we kind of like, hey, it'd be good to get a photo of this, but like that's where it's like helping you understand the story. But the rest of it's like it's really up to you, you know.
Would there be a way, like, because I know people are gonna want to do this, like if I take like really beautiful photos, is there like a way within the game to share what I do like online or with other players?
I know the PlayStation like network already sort of has a feature like a photo sharing feature like that you could use, but we haven't developed anything natively yet. I think that's the kind of thing when the game is like 100% done, like we're a pretty small team, like we might turn our attention to and try to figure out like something cool to do with that, because it does seem like there's an opportunity to, you know, I think people in chat were saying like just print out, like have a printout of your journal or whatever. I mean, some of it's more or less hard to do, but it would be interesting to figure something out. We've had ideas, but
my dad used to read his
haven't
poems.
nailed it down yet.
He wrote one for me. Maybe he wrote it for you too.
That's cool. Okay. If there was like, oh wait, let me look at this. Read. Fish in the sky. Well, I like the flying fish.
Pate's little daydream of leaving this place, of seeing something weird.
It'd be cool to have like an in-game bulletin board with public photos. You could come across them in your journal. Oh, that would be really, really cool if I could see like in-game like a bulletin board and see like, oh, this person took that picture, and kind of see like, you know, other people's like progress. It would be kind of like taking a peek into their life in the game, kind of.
Yeah, it is interesting, and we were looking into something like that because we were having to then realize like who owns a photo that you take in our game.
Yeah.
Because like legally we were like, wait a minute, like who made this? Because it's our game, but it's people doing it, and I don't even know what the conclusion was. But we'll figure we'll figure something out eventually with that.
See, this is like a nice one to do in sepia. Okay. Fish in the sky. I like it. Okay. Oh, here's another mural. Okay. The game definitely wants me to take a picture of this. Okay. Let's see here. I'm gonna do this one in black and white. Why is it the image of this like bird or a raven or pigeon like sitting on his head is like hilarious to me? Okay.
Yeah, if you want me to spoil anything, just let me know.
Okay.
Dr. Fumio said the dream sickness was caused by something very powerful. He wasn't able to cure it.
Oh, that's sad. Oh, I feel sad now. Okay. Oh, hopscotch. Oh, neato. Let's take a picture of that too.
I think that head kind of looks like a taco.
It totally does. Okay. Can I zoom out? Nope, that's as far as I could go. Okay, I think that's the best.
Wait, go back to the head. Here's a question too. Are the eyes the big circles or the little dots? I always thought it was the big circles, but now I'm realizing it could be the little dots.
Oh my gosh! You're right. Because you could either see it as the
Cheek-
eyes are the
cheeks.
dots are the eyes, and yeah, the circles are the cheeks, or the big circles are the eyes, and the little dots are like eyebrows. I don't know.
The mouth could be a nose. Anyway, I never thought about that before.
Oh my gosh. Now I'm seeing it 3 ways. You're so right.
These are why we have the best artists in the industry.
This is awesome. I love it. Yes. Okay, wait. Let me take a picture.
Caro Village is nice if you're a child or an old person. But for those of us in between, I need to leave.
All right. Okay, I should probably start looking at my journal now. Okay, if there was one thing you wanted people to take away from playing this game, what would you want that one thing to be? Or maybe 2 things.
Ooh. I hope people take away things that I didn't foresee, but that when I hear them, I'm like, oh, that is actually what we were trying to do. Because that actually happens a lot. Or like when people articulate their experience with the game, they usually are able to put it into finer words and less words than I was ever able to. So, but I will also try to actually answer your question too. Well, the theme of the game is about like the temporality of everything and the sense of that, you know, impending loss and stuff. So I hope people maybe relate to it and feel that, you know, I don't know. Hopefully when you finish playing the whole game, that when you kind of look at our own world, you sort of can feel how fragile and temporary it is.
I like that thought. I like that thought a lot, actually. Okay, wait. It's like this one. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to. Okay, no. I think I had it right before. Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay. Got it. I have this like habit of whenever I'm taking photos, I tend to hold my breath like when I'm like trying to aim the camera, and I'm actually finding that I'm doing that here.
Holding your breath like a sniper or something.
Yeah, like because I gotta steady my hand, you know? Especially if you're in like a low light situation. I have to steady my hand. Okay.
It makes sense. Yeah, breath is always associated with the present moment, and I guess taking a photo is capturing the little present moment. So yeah, it makes sense to me. You sort of hold your breath a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, it is wild how much like I played this game like a million times, and then you see one other person play it, and they're literally seeing things in a way you didn't see it before, and framing things that you didn't think to frame. And
Yeah, I just like the way the sun is between the flowers. And oh, I caught a little bird back there. Nice. I like it. I like it. Game feels like it encourages insightful and deep thought. I know. So it's such a different experience than a lot of games we play today. Like, I like that it's asking you to slow down. And I find that more and more games are doing that now. It's like more and more games want you to like experience life as something else rather than, you know, like a grandiose character that has like a larger than life objective to save the world and do something really big. Like this, I think this makes you appreciate some of the other smaller moments in life that sometimes pass us by because we're so busy with so many other things.
yeah, I think we were trying to find what was big about small things, you know, because even your actions are fairly humble of going out, taking pictures, meeting people. Like those are things you can do in real life, but they have importance to the story that isn't technically true in real life, but like you're still sort of like you're not saving the world, but you're saving part of its memory, you know.
Yeah. That's definitely something that I feel like I think about a lot in my regular life. I have 90,000 photos on my phone. And that's because I'm always moving photos over from my other phone, and I don't like whenever I'm in I mean, other than loving to take pictures because I love photography, but just because like I do think that to myself. Like I think like when I went to Australia last year, I was like, let me take as many pictures as I can now because who knows when I'll come back to Australia. And then you think about that sometimes, like years later, like I hope maybe one day I'll get to go back, but just in case I didn't, at least I have these memories here and I didn't lose
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, and it's weird to realize that those photos you took as time goes by are also like a historical objects that like tell something about a time and place that eventually will be as remote to the future as, you know, the 1920s are to us. And like whenever you travel, like I've done a couple sort of big traveling trips or backpacking or whatever, and like the world has changed so much since those trips, and like that it's gone, you know, like certain countries I went to where the political situation has really deteriorated or whatever is like I have these memories of being there at that time, and it's like the world absolutely moved on from that, and like so you that's we're carrying all of that with us. I mean, we're all like these people inside of history that, you know, it's heavy but also very light. We're just sort of walking around too, you know.
Mm-hmm. I found this video yesterday of someone had taken video of New York in 1997, and it was just them in a taxi cab filming their ride down 6th Avenue. And to them taking that video, it was probably innocuous. It was probably, oh, I went to New York and I just wanted to record this. But I, as a person who is from New York and doesn't live there anymore and didn't get to see, you know, certain parts of Manhattan in that time period, it was like finding a gold mine. So I was totally fascinated by all the storefronts and all the things that all the fashion and, you know, like, you know, people just walking down the street, you know, living their life or whatever. And it was such a really cool video to stumble upon. And I feel like things like this, because like, let's say you play this game now, you come back to it, you know, 2 years later, you forgot the pictures that you took. Even that's kind of like a memory that you're like, oh
that's true. Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, that's true.
This.
Yeah, that video you mentioned that is really interesting because at the time it wouldn't have been particularly interesting to people, like in 1997 or when you said it was like people would be like, okay, and then time passes and it becomes important, which also is sort of what the game is about and sort of what your mission is about. Is like you're trying to like absorb this time period because you know it's about to end, but you don't exactly know what will be important later, or like, you know, it's for the future. It's sort of which does make it maybe different from other games in a way too. It's not necessarily to benefit yourself totally. It's like you're doing it for posterity, which is this bigger idea.
So true. It looks like there are so many details in the game. Are there hidden Easter eggs or things to look out for? Interesting. It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
I guess we'll find out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm trying to think of like a non-spoilery like advice, I guess, or something, but hidden Easter egg or things to look out for. I think I would look at like try to think about what the stuff you're seeing is telling you about the world you're in, because the world you're in is not ours, and it has like assumptions in it that are not necessarily immediately or clearly explained, but it's like there's evidence for it all around you, you know, of like, how does this world work? Like, what are the forces in it? How does it change? Like that stuff there are, you know, answers to, but they're spread out over the entire thing, sort of. I mean, you get closer to real ones too, but I guess that to me is like the commonalities and the implicit stuff is what's interesting to me, because once you figure out what those are, you can just make the whole world tell you something, which is very spooky. People tell you stuff too.
Yeah.
like in real life, people will be like, oh, let me explain to you how it really works, which is one of the best parts of traveling, is people just being like, I can just tell you everything I think, and like, you're new here, so I'm not going to hold back at all. I don't have to worry about what you think about it because you don't have an opinion, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you're listening and you're like, I'm going to look this up later.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
When you ask, like, so who won that war? And they're like, nobody did. And you're like, and then you look up online, you're like, oh, there was a definite winner to that war. It was
Yeah.
not ambiguous at all.
So, is this the first game that your team has worked on, or has your team worked on any other games?
The team that made this game, yeah, kind of. I mean, there's a few people who had worked on the studio's previous project, but really not many. I'm realizing, for the most part, people sort of were assembled around this project because it's extremely different from what we had done, what the studio had done before. And it was the first sort of thing like this that a lot of us had done, or like I hadn't done a game before, like the art director had not exactly done a game before. So we brought in a lot of like assumptions, I guess, that like what's normal to us maybe was formed elsewhere, like in a lot of ways, I think, you know?
Mm-hmm. So, was it like interest? Like, was it a difficult transition, or like, you know, interesting transition for you all to like have to move from like working on such a different game to now working on, you know, some like a project like this?
Yeah, for sure. Although, yeah, I mean, like I said, there are a handful of people who worked on both, but a lot of people came in to work on this.
Oh,
But because
gotcha.
yeah, like, because this has such a definitive, I don't know, it's pretty clear what this is trying to do. And so
Yeah.
we ended up, like, we also grew a lot. I mean,
This
it's
is Dr.
pretty wild
Fumio and
to
his
think
son.
about, but like, I mean, we're still a
The
relatively
statue
small
isn't as old
studio,
as it
but like,
looks.
you know,
The
we did
artist
sort
tore
of
it down
grow
to
up
give
around
you a
this
feeling of
project, the people
ancientness
who
and the
worked on it.
authority that comes with it.
It's so awesome. I'm just I'm really in love. I think my favorite aspect to me, whenever I play a game, like the first thing that I love to experience is the music and the atmosphere. And already I just feel really a nice sense of like calmness and joy playing something like this, because it's melding so many things that I love together, like the photography, recording, thinking about like being thoughtful about like memories and stuff like that. It's got such a nice tone to it.
Thank you. That's really nice to hear. Yeah, we definitely wanted something where walking around would be already have something of an experience to it. It's kind of hard to pull off, but really early on wanted that to be the case, that you could just sort of stroll through it and you would feel something. The walking simulator part would be emotional enough, and then, you know, there's a real story at a certain point and all the stuff, all the features.
So how long ago was this game first announced? It was like two years ago, right? At the Game Awards?
Yeah, I think that's right. I think it was announced then. Yeah, I've been working on it for way too long.
So I guess that
Yeah.
there's been like a lot of like anticipation and excitement to be able to show this demo off and hear what people have to say finally. That must be really exciting for you all.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think we're so obsessed with the main thing that we were sad that it was not like the beginning of the, like, it wasn't the full thing. But then when people play it, like, they get what it is and it's cool. But you know, there was a certain trepidation of it being
The
not in
lights in the
its
distance
full
were used to
strength of
make us
its
afraid of the outside
context. You know,
world.
but it's true that all these
Dangerous,
aspects that you're
impossible to
describing, we
reach, they
worked
said.
pretty hard on. So it is cool to see people spend time there and hear what people think and how they feel about it. But
Okay, I'm gonna change the filter here. That one feels so dreamy. I love it. Oh, that's really awesome. Okay. Let me start adding some more stuff to my journal. I haven't really been playing around with the journal as much.
But you have a good stock. You have a big stock now. You can probably finish a lot of these.
Yeah.
Dr. Fumio was an important person, but we also just have a need to put a human face on events that are beyond our control. He may have felt just as scared and helpless as everyone else.
Yeah, I love how there's a dialogue after you take pictures of certain things. I love that too. Oh,
yeah, the pictures and the audio as well for as much stuff as we could possibly do.
Okay. I hope I'm not doing too I don't want to go too fast, you know? Like I'm just having so much fun going along, figuring it out.
Take your time.
Ooh, check out the flowers. Pick a flower. Okay, I must.
This flower means you're in my thoughts.
I must pick a flower.
The morning after the search was called off for Dad, our doorstep was covered in them.
Okay, I must take a photo. Okay. This is so pretty. I love this setting too. Is the setting inspired by anywhere in particular? This particular area?
I think I remember there being some good ref from Spain and Portugal. But I think we wanted to pick an interesting one where it's you're in the mountains. It's pretty old, so you kind of don't know what the rest of the world looks like. Because clearly, even in this world, this is sort of an older place. So that's something you sort of discover as you actually get out in the outside world. It's where am I? When am I? I mean, it's made up, so it's not a real where and when, but.
Is it recording?
Yes.
Okay. How to leave home for my daughter.
Oh, the poem.
Find a sacred square of earth. Lay down so you have the dirt at your back. Close your eyes. Close everything. Do you see for yourself? You see for the dead, for the unborn. Do you listen for yourself? You listen for the dead, for the unborn. Your ancestors are in that dirt. All the living and all the dead are holding you up. Now, stand. They're still there, aren't they? It's time to move, to entangle yourself everywhere with everyone. So the next time you lay down in the dirt, you will have so much more to tell them.
Oh, dang. I never thought about that like that. Wow. I never thought about that. That's a really beautiful thought. Okay. Interesting. Oh my gosh, can you believe an hour already went by?
that true? Oh my gosh, yeah. Well,
Okay. I love this misty mountain looking area. Okay, I'm just gonna run over here. That message always makes me cry. It's very, very, yeah, it's moving. I'm not crying, you're crying. Oh my gosh, and there's so many things over here to look at. Ooh, a bike. Okay, confession. I don't know how to ride a bike in real life.
this will be some kind of practice.
At least I can ride
It
a bike
works.
in my game life.
Yeah, it works a little bit similarly. It's maybe a little easier though, but well, you said you're from New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you get a pass. You don't have to, New Yorkers they don't need to know how to drive or ride bikes.
I exactly. I only learned how to
Yeah.
drive when I moved out of New York. So, exactly.
Pate fixed up 3 bikes instead of 1.
My grandmother was from New York. She was like that. She didn't cook either.
Uh,
I was like, wow.
oh, we can
Different
take a
time.
bike and leave? Oh, I get to choose? Oh. I'll have to go with blue. That's my favorite. What made you all choose a bike?
We knew you'd be traveling. And so that immediately is like, and we were like, well, we don't want you to have a car because then you're not as much in the environments, or you're not as like in the, So then we did try a motorcycle for like a week and it was just too fast and it felt kind of weird. And so then we landed on a bike. I'm pretty sure it was just sort of narrowing it down of like, how would one travel in a nice way?
I like that. Is this game gonna be available on like Switch and everything else, or just Xbox and Steam, or I mean PlayStation and Steam?
It's launching on PS5, PS4, and PC.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, this is like really fun. I like how I had to pedal to get the bike started by pressing L2 and R2.
Yeah, I mean, you're like uphill a little bit and stuff. You have to just do a little boost.
This is really beautiful. I love the sense of light. I love everything about it. Oh, wait, that's it. Oh, we finished it. Oh, just in time. Okay, perfect. That was really great. Oh my gosh, Kevin, it was so awesome hearing the insight and stories and experiences you all had with developing this game. I'm so happy that you got to share this with us today, and I really loved the messages that I received from the game. Being present in the moment, seeing the value in like ephemeral things, and being aware of what's going on. Oh my goodness gracious. Retro Island Gaming, thank you so much for the raid. Holy, welcome on in, everybody. We just got a humongous raid. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Kevin, thank you so much for your time. Is there anything else you want to share about this game?
Oh, well, first of all, thank you so much for having me on. This was really lovely. I wish we could just play through the entire game, but maybe when it's out. Yeah, I guess just that people can go check it out, play through it themselves if they'd like on Steam. I think until like October 10th, maybe, or something like that. So if you have a controller and a Steam account, like just go check it out and let us know what you think on our Discord.
Oh,
And yeah, thanks again. It was really fun to watch you play.
oh yeah, it was really fun. For all the gigantic raid that Retro Island Gaming brought to us, thank you so much for that awesome raid. We were playing the demo, taking a very, very first look at Season, A Letter to the Future. We just ended the demo But thank you so much for bringing your entire community on over. Um, Definitely make sure to go and check this demo out. So I don't know if we should raid out to somebody else or if I should just end the broadcast. But thank you so much once again, Kevin, for your time. And I could let you go end the broadcast here if that's okay. But thank you so much. I feel bad because Rig just rated us too. Like usually, I would stay on a little bit longer and play a little bit more. The game is really, really, really cool. It's really, really cool. But yeah, I think I'm gonna. Yeah, no, it's okay, Rig. It's okay. It's okay. We'll just take the party on to someone else. We'll take the party on to someone else. But what's the season disc? Oh, is there a Discord for this game?
There is. I'm so untech savvy. It's the season Discord. Does it have an ID or something? I don't even know how to share it. It's probably like season the game, I'm assuming.
Katie put it in the chat.
Oh yes, thank you, Katie. Season the game,
Thank you
yeah.
so much. Wait, I just want to make sure. Thank you so much, Rig. I really, really appreciate it. I'm so sorry. I know this broadcast is going to be a little bit of a shorter one. I hope you had fun playing. I think you were playing like Super Nintendo games. I think I saw you playing like some tactical games. But anyway, thank you so much. I'm going to go to my chatting screen. And thank you so much, everyone. I'm probably going to continue the raid train and take you all somewhere else. But I hope you all enjoyed checking out Season, A Letter to the Future. We had fun looking at it. Thank you so much. Thank you. And I'll see you all soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.